My Lady She podcast. I'm your host, Lady She. What's going on tonight? So, listen. First of all, let me say we are absolutely sending our prayers and our condolences to the families who have been affected by this gun violence, the murders that have transpired in Buffalo as well as Texas, and even all the other places that are not even spoken of. We want to just send our prayers to those who are hurting at this time, especially now with the holidays and summertime. That's when people usually congregate with their family and stuff. So we want to get that out the way and just let people know that we are sending your prayers and that, you're not riding this thing out alone. But tonight is a topic that is personal for her and I. We are from the same town, from Hempstead. I think we both have been watching this all of our lives. The stuff that's been happening. It's a very serious subject. It is a subject that we cannot continue to dodge. We need to really, really, really connect with the people who are on the forefront of what is happening. And I love what you said, you call it a pandemic. Mm-hmm. So I definitely want you to tap into that later. But I'm so excited for this young lady. She's known me forever. Real talk. She's literally known me forever. So this is what makes this even better for me, for us rather. Her name is Latesha Fowler. She is the program manager of FCA Hempstead SNUG, which she will let you know all the acronyms of what they mean. But she is against gun violence. She is here to educate us, particularly the parents, when it comes to youth, about the gun violence. So welcome, Ms. Latesha Fowler.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Thank you for coming, Latesha. And you don't age, child.
Thank you.
Come on, y'all.
I'm trying.
She don't age. Look at this. Look at this. She don't age. I love
trying.
it. You doing it, honey. You're doing it, and you are still here. So thank you. Once again for coming. So for those of you who do not know, we are from Hempstead, Long Island. I keep sharing people. I've had people come on from our town strategically, because a lot of times we only hear about this subject that we're going to be talking about tonight.
Right.
But people like Latesha and others are doing amazing things in Hempstead. So I always want to bring light to the positivity of those that come out of Hempstead. We have some amazing, dope people, even whether they're still in Hempstead or whether they moved away, they are doing amazing things wherever they go. So huge shout out to Hempstead, Tigers for Life. And we're just going to jump into this interview. So what is FCA?
FCA is Family and Children's Association. They've been around for 135 years plus.
Right.
They have many different programs there, SNUG being one of them, which is gun spelled backwards. They have Family and Children. They have a Credible Messenger program. They have PACT. So they do a variety of things, substance abuse, and things of that nature. So we're heavy on trying to, put that work into the community to get those positive results.
Absolutely. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Yes. Family Children Service got everything, child.
Yes.
That's what, you know what? And I'm going to say this. It really, really is, because a lot of times, even when I'm talking to, the ones in the population over at the jail, I'm like, there are programs. I'm like, I don't know what y'all, either you just don't want to do it, you know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot to be offered. There really, really is. So, thank you. And shout out to Family and Children's Services for all that they do in the community. So SNUG is gun spelled backwards.
Yes.
What exactly is SNUG? First of all, let me go back. You don't mind talking
about nothing.
About nothing. So I'll just say, who's Latesha Fowler?
Oh man, Latesha Fowler was that young, confused kid growing up, making poor choices. I've been affected by many different stigmas in my life. Teenage pregnancy, gun violence affected me at a young age as well, losing family members to gun violence. I'm a cancer survivor.
Right.
I'm just T. Same T. I've been a big sister to a lot of people in this town. So this work that I'm doing, it complements everything that I am.
I love that. It complements everything that I am. I love how you put that. That was dope. Bars. That was good. Yeah. I love that. That was good. It complements everything that I am. Wow. So when you mentioned you know, teen pregnancy and gun violence and stuff like that. You know, because I don't mind being transparent. You know, everybody know I'm from Terrace Avenue.
Right.
That's all she's speaking of is very familiar.
Yes.
And unfortunately, it's very normal to us.
Yes.
You know, it really, really was our environment. You know, if it wasn't us that was pregnant, our friend was. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't us dealing with a hustler, our friend was.
Yes.
If it wasn't us dealing with a family member who was, you know, involved out there with the guns and things, you know, somebody close to us knew about it. So what was it like, or do you even remember, you know, your first time having to get a phone call that somebody that you knew or loved, you know, affected you through gun violence?
Yes, I can recall it very easily. I was a teenager. This was right before I moved to Hempstead. My uncle was shot at the Q Club.
Wow, the Q
So
Club.
yeah, you know, the Q Club was a thing back then.
Yeah, wow,
and
Q Club.
I think that it changed me. You know, anytime you experience loss, you know, a part of you is affected.
Right.
And I don't know, it was that emptiness.
Yeah.
And that right there, that first initial instant, you know, I can just think back to then, and it was like I can see where I started to go wrong.
Right.
You know, when you step outside of yourself and you look back and you're like, how did I get here? Mm-hmm. Those first traumatic experiences,
right?
And some people may call them, you know, clinically childhood adverse situations. They were prone in our community, in my household. And, you know, I come from the era, what happens in this house stays in this house, and things of that nature. And it was all a problem, a solution and a problem at the same time. You know, so the equation, it just made me dive more into the streets because it's like you're running for something and you don't know. And when you're that young and you're experiencing those things, you don't know what that emotion is.
Right.
You know, so it's like grabbing for straws. You're looking for something to identify and belong to and hold on to. And that first experience with me going through that with my uncle, I even had to go to the trial. And, you know, someone who was close to our family was the one who, you know, it's always the ones, you know.
It really is, though. What is that?
It's emotion. You know, people have these emotions in the blink of an eye. Instead of taking that 5 minutes to breathe or to woosah or catch themselves or get a different thought, you know, they react, you know. And I mean, it's human nature, you know. So, fortunately, we wound up moving after that because, you know, when you have those types of violent crimes occurring, you don't know the context of it. Like, why did it? And me being young, I had no clue, you know, was it over a girl? Was it over money? Was it over drugs? You know, so forth and so on. So, you know, I wound up moving to Hempstead, and immediately after that, like I said, running, looking for that love, looking for that belonging, I wound up getting pregnant. And by your neighbor.
Yeah, my real neighbor. Literally, 2 doors down or 3 doors down?
Yep.
Yeah, rest in peace, Ian.
Yep. So, you know, it's been a ride.
Yeah.
You know, I went from that to drug addiction to everything. And that's why, you know, me, it's important that I am transparent with people because, you know, a lot of people will look at the messenger. It's not the messenger, it's the message. And when you have someone who's not ashamed or who's not scared anymore, I'm not reaching for those straws, I can stand firm in my shoes and do this work.
Love that. And that's what people need. You know, I say it all the time. I'm like, you know, it's easy to hear somebody's story and you say life is all dandy now because you don't really know. But when you hear that one little message that hits here and you see they went through some stuff and they all right, I can do that too. Yeah. Like I can make it. I can be okay. I could be, you know, a child, you know, a teenage mom, and then my kids graduate or I graduate. I'll start doing work in the community. You know, I can go through my drug addiction and get through it, and I can start doing the work in the community. You know, I can lose an uncle or whoever, you know, and do the work and start speaking against gun violence. So, you know, thank you so much for sharing that. So did you grow up in a two-family home? A two-parent home, rather?
No. My grandmother raised me and my mom. She was addicted to drugs, but she was always in the shadows, doing what she could or whatever. But my grandmother basically raised me and my two sisters.
Okay. Oh, yeah, shout out to the sisters too.
Yeah.
Dad, go ahead. I haven't seen you guys in so long.
Yes.
Forgetting about Ebony and Ivory. Oh my goodness.
Yes, Ebony and Ivory.
So, lose your uncle, and clearly that was devastation. So now you moved to Hempstead. What town was that?
I was in Freeport.
Freeport. Okay. Yeah. All right. So Freeport. So now you moved to Hempstead, which is like the same difference.
Right there.
Like the same
Right
difference. So now you're out trying to figure things out. Like you said, you have your grandmother raising you. Let me say this. Huge shout out to grandmas. They don't get enough love, man.
Yeah.
They really,
and
really
I'm a grandmother and everything that, everything that I didn't get right with my own, I'm getting it right with them, and that's my goal, because we got to prepare their future,
absolutely,
and keep some structure around here.
It's the facts, though.
Right.
That's for sure. The facts. So, we gotta show love to grandma. I see a lot of the parents, can't wait to celebrate everything. But we know what time with them grandmas, them prayers.
Yes.
Some prayers that covered us when we was out there acting a fool.
Yes.
They was on their knees praying like, God, please cover my granddaughter.
Yes.
Like, I know I can feel what she out there doing. I can feel what she's surrounded by, but cover her. So, we thank you to the grandmothers with the prayers. So now you're in the community and you're doing the work. So I shared with her before we came on that I was already trying to interview her, but the push was she posted something on Facebook. Can you just share, what you posted on Facebook?
So basically, my post came after, I canvass a lot out in Hempstead, and there's a group of boys, teenage boys, young, and they are like the age limit that I usually deal with. So, I have a certain relationship with them. It may not be the best, but they were like, just walking in groups and, kicking cars, doing little kitty, petty, childish things. But you can see it escalating, and I think that a lot of parents don't necessarily know what their children are out in the community doing after they've, made the agenda of school or some after school chores or programs or whatever. And when they do have that free time, they out here doing the unspeakable, something that, I know because I'm from here.
Right.
I know a lot of these kids' parents, I'm looking at them like, if your mother saw you right now, if your mother saw you, and even if a lot of these kids' moms aren't top tier and doing what they're doing, they have people who care about them. So those people are all affiliated in this community, and we're all connected one way or other. So it's like, no, I have to be that voice to say, listen, enough is enough already. Get your damn kids.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Get your damn kids.
And I was like, wait a minute, let me get it down. Let me get it now, because for real, get your kids.
Yeah, get your kids.
Because it's,
and especially when I'm looking through it through my lens, it's really like scary, because you can see the level that the child was at, the role the parent plays in condoning also.
We're going to tap that.
And you can see I can actually see who's going to be the next problem.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who's the next shooter? Who's the next person?
Absolutely.
And it's very heartbreaking, especially when you're looking at a 15-year-old kid and you're just saying, you just learn how to use the bathroom.
Right. I know that's a fact. Especially when it don't have to be that way.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. That's the hurtful part. When you see it and you see it kind of snowball and you know where they're headed to, and you like, it don't have to be that way. That's the hurtful part.
Yes,
I go to that all the time working in jail.
Oh yeah,
I'm locking in my friends' children.
Oh yeah.
It never feels good. It never feels okay.
And I'm formally incarcerated too. So, I had to go through all of those steps just to be able to sit here and be able to hold all that I'm holding for this community. and I love it. I'm never gonna give up on my people. It just ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, come on in
if
here.
It ain't in this capacity, it'll be in another capacity. You'll still see me showing up. Like I said, all my Wellington kids, y'all know.
All right, Wellington.
From back in the day, everybody's at Tish house.
Yeah.
I'm still that same person. I'm pulling up on kids. What you doing standing here?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want to go to the store. Well, go in and get what you're getting. Let's go.
Let's
Move
go.
it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And I had that growing up, but when I lived in Freeport, but when I moved to Hempstead, I was the new person. Right. So it wasn't like that. I didn't have those supports anymore.
That cover was gone.
Right. So now I try to be that for these kids, And don't get me wrong, they disrespectful, and that's what brought me to my Facebook post, because if anybody knows me, they know I'm sitting here as a change agent, a credible messenger, but I have a past. Right. And I've been labeled many things, thugs, criminal, all that. And I will live up to all of those things to make sure these kids are how they are supposed to be.
Absolutely. And we gotta be real, that's the energy that's needed.
It is.
That's the energy that is needed, especially at this time. Let me ask you this. You knew the era that we grew up in. When you see this new generation, do you think that, how can I say? A lot of times, I kind of see both. I see those that are soaring because they know what they want, and there's that other side that really don't have a clue, so they don't even have respect.
Right.
Like, we couldn't do certain things as adults.
Right.
We was out of control, but certain things we just did not do.
It was a secret.
You think it's
It
different?
was a secret until it came out into the light.
Right.
And that's where that saying, what you do in the dark comes to the
light. Right.
We were in that era.
Right.
These kids have so many different types of freedoms. And then, the parents, if they're not and when I wrote the post, I said, getting to a bag. Yeah, because that's what we all trying to do. So that's the focus. Yeah. But while we focusing on that, we dropping something off in the way.
The most important thing.
The most important thing.
That's our obligation.
Exactly. Yeah. So, it wasn't, my post wasn't to shade anyone. It wasn't to, try to be creepy or weird or any of that. I'm just telling you from my lens,
what I'm seeing.
What's going on.
Yeah.
Because I've had parents who will come up to me and be like, why you ain't tell me my son was over there? Or why you didn't come call me or get me? And then when I do, the parent want to come on scene to argue with other parents. And that's not something we got to be adults.
Right.
We got to remember who's watching us.
Yep.
Because like I said, I was the thug, I was the heavy hitter. I'll go outside, who I'm fighting, what I'm doing, and I see the same pattern with my friends, my peers, and their children. They want to be like their parents.
Yep.
See,
say that one.
That's the thing. Like,
come on,
and
let's be real.
And you have that on both ends of the spectrum, because you could be, as a parent, you could be anything to your kid. You're probably telling them that you was the best that ever did it,
right,
and long and strong and all of that. So they listen up to those narratives,
right?
Will have them out here doing things that they don't have any business
doing things they don't have any business doing things they ain't built for.
How about that? Ain't built for.
We gotta say that as well. You're not built for that. Like, I had a parent coming to me recently, ask me a question. I'm just like this, and my heart was breaking because I'm like, you're his mom, but you're not his parent.
Exactly.
There's a difference.
Exactly. And I take that very seriously. Like I said, I was a teenage mom, but I also was incarcerated when my kids were very small. So, I left them with their family members who, by the way, shout out to them.
Yeah,
did awesome jobs, So always, and I'm always going to pay homage to the people who held me down. That's just the way it is. I mean, like, they might not have did the best, but they did better than me.
Did.
And I don't have a problem with acknowledging that. And I think that the more people stand in their transparency and acknowledgement, that's how they gain accountability. And that's how
you grow.
Yeah, that's how we move forward. That's how we get over things without having that traumatic stress weighing on us constantly. All of us in this community have PTSD.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's just the facts.
Yeah.
We have vicarious trauma.
Say that.
You might not even had a thug in your family, but if you watch 15 kids get shot in your neighborhood,
Right.
or one down the block, or the young lady who was shot while she was in the house, the little girl, kids are thinking about them.
Absolutely.
The kids that go to school with them. Now that student is not in the classroom anymore. We just had a 7-year-old shot over here by the maze,
Oh, right, I heard about that.
And that shouldn't be happening.
Right.
There was no one outside but this little kid.
See that? Gotta do better. We gotta do better, y'all. But, everybody knows I keep speaking about the parent. I have such a heart for parents. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Because not just being a parent, but, owning our environments.
Yes.
I watched how some of the things, my situation could have been way worse because I didn't have a hands-on parent.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so we have to own, we got to get outside of ourselves and outside of the ego of
Yes.
feeling like somebody's trying to down you.
And
But
yes.
this is how we get better. This is how we
Yeah.
heal. This is how we attack the issue before you have to bury your child or before you have
Yes.
to be visiting your child for 25
Yes.
years. Amen?
Yes.
So
amen.
we really have to see the bigger picture of it. When you see Latesha, you shouldn't be coming for her. You should be trying to understand, oh, wait, Latesha here, something's going on.
Yes.
What's happening?
I'm your ally. You got to understand
Right.
who your allies
That's how you got to be looking
We
at
out
the
here
situation.
fighting real life war.
Yeah.
Real life war in our community.
Mhm.
Ducking bullets, the taxes, the
Right.
potholes, the schools. Like,
You
it's
said the
war.
potholes.
It's war on us.
Be clear, yes, the potholes.
Yeah,
For real.
war on us. So, you gotta be approachable. And I feel like out of anything, I'm approachable.
Right.
Even if it's okay, you might not agree.
Right.
I can agree to disagree, and you go that way, I'm gonna go this way. I'm still staying firm on what I got going on, though.
Say that one. Say that one. Say
And
that
I think that gives a level of respect for people to be that up front.
one.
Because I respect somebody quick when they
Mhm.
step into me and they saying, no, this ain't what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I know this is where they stand.
Right.
I don't have to second guess it.
Right.
So, of course, you get my respect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it matters.
Yeah, absolutely. It does matter. Because I feel like this generation, I don't know, well, maybe because you're all the way involved, but something happens somewhere at a certain point where there's no regard, there's no respect. Even every time I hear about a child getting killed, I'm like, no, it wasn't like that back in the day.
No.
You didn't hear it this
That
much.
was a rare.
It was
incident.
very
Yes.
rare.
Yes,
Very rare.
And in those moments, the community is outraged. There's no
Right.
sitting on your hands.
Yep.
And none of that. We are people of protest.
Right.
Where I hope anytime someone's shot in Hempstead, we do what we call as a shooting response. We come out and we show the community
Mhm.
that we are tired of this.
Yes.
We are against this.
Right.
And we try to provide that support to the community. They might want to just come out and talk and pray with us or what have you. When I tell you that 7-year-old girl got shot and not even 5 people, not 5 people from the community showed up there. I had other organizations from Queens to come out here.
And they were probably confused.
They were looking
where
like,
people
what's
at?
going on? Where's the outrage?
That's a problem.
That's the
That
problem.
is a
That tells me everything
problem.
I need to know, that people are not involved until it's them.
Well, they're like, this is what goes on.
This
and
is,
that's a
it's
problem.
become a norm. Yes,
Ooh.
it's become a norm for them. So that's
Almost
what SNUG is about.
desensitized.
Yep, desensitized.
Like, it wasn't my kid.
Yep.
I'm home. Good luck. Or let
Yep.
me just go on Facebook and talk about it. Get
Yep.
out sad.
Yep.
We gotta do something different.
Definitely.
We gotta do something
And it starts
different.
with us having
Wow.
these conversations.
Right.
They're difficult conversations.
Right.
But I'd rather, somebody check me than I have 12 jurors checking me or 6 pallbearers checking me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yes.
you gotta understand what you want. And then, with gun violence, you have part of the community that says, well, the police ain't doing their job.
Let me ask you this, because I definitely want you to tap into that. I had something happened. It might have been around the time that George Floyd was murdered. Okay? He didn't die. He was murdered. Right? I had a person say on Facebook, she was the wife of a cop. Black woman. Wife of a cop. And I don't know if I can't remember whether the person flat out asked her how she felt about what was happening, or Black Lives Matter. It was something connected to the police brutality and police killing us. And her response was, I'll get excited about it when black people stop killing each other. And so I didn't know how to feel.
Right.
I said, is that a wife response because your husband's a cop?
Right.
Or is that how you really feel? Do you really not see? We get both.
The tragedy.
But this is what's happening right now.
Yes.
This is what we're talking about in this moment. And you kind of deflected and made it. So what do you think about that?
I think, people say things for their own coping reasons.
That was good.
Not being true to yourself.
Yeah.
Or not wanting to express it openly. So let me say something that straddles the fence, so to say.
Be real, let's go.
Straddles the fence, so to say.
Yep.
I do try to stay away from the whole police brutality issues and things like that because I'm addressing my community.
Right.
That's the part I'm playing. That's my E for effort and what I'm doing. But I tell people in the community all the time, be careful what you ask for. Because while you telling me that the police ain't doing enough, when they start sending 15 and 16 cop cars around here and they ticketing your cars and they doing all of this other stuff because they're
really
trying
on top of things.
Right, because they're trying to keep some type of structure and organization. You're going to be saying, oh, F the police. You know what I mean?
Back at square one.
Yeah, so it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So, like I said, I think if we stick to the core of just starting with our kids, because they are the future,
They're the now.
They're the now, exactly. And we're losing them at an alarming rate, and it's really sad, It's a lot of hurt mothers and fathers out here, and hurt people. Right. So it's just a violent cipher.
So what do you say to if I come to SNUG and I'm like, listen, I know my son is out there. I know he is. Like, I'm working, his dad is not around. I don't want to lose my son. What happens?
I would definitely meet with the kid. I would also utilize my team, people in the community to give me information about the kid. Trying to get to really know where he's coming from, what it is he needs. And, everyone tells me I should have been a social worker, but I had did a course a while back and it went over the Maslow hierarchy. So the Maslow hierarchy is like a grid that was created by Maslow that showed you from what age, from like infancy to early childhood on up, the things that you most needed to be able to be functional and sustainable in life. And such things as like belonging, safety, things like that. So the Maslow chart breaks that down. And I utilize that with each participant. I need to get to the core. What is the pet peeves that are ticking you off? What is the triggers? There's so many levels to it. You know what I mean? And I just start by being real. I let them know who I am. My team, we all, have similar backgrounds and stuff like that. So we're very transparent, and it gives these kids the sense that they're not in it by themselves. And it's not coming from a parenting level, because a parenting, you tell, oh, I used to do that. You don't know nothing. I'm telling you, you see what I'm saying? And
the energy is different.
The energy is different. And so what we do at SNUG is we really get to know these kids. We take them out to different events. We provide them resources. We let them know they have a safe space.
Right.
Currently, we also have added, shout out to all the SNUG sites. We're going to have 15 coming up soon.
All right, y'all.
We're at 12. We've added a social work component so that we have these clinicians and these people in place, to give that added support, because these kids don't know what trauma is. They'll tell you, I'm stressed.
Right.
And I think verbiage is a very huge thing, because if we got to start talking the same language, we got to start being on the same page. So, and in our culture, it's like predominantly no one's going to go see no son. Like, no, we're not doing that. I'm fine. Mm-hmm. But we're in an era of mental illness.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And I think, as I stated, if we're talking about our youth, that's a huge step some of these parents can take. Just to have that kid being mentored by someone, that ear. I'm telling you, my phone rings.
Go mentors.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Shout out to all the people from the town that's out here putting in that work. I applaud you. My hat goes off to you. Never stop doing what you're doing. I'm serious. Like, these kids, they need it. Yeah. They need it.
But the parents need it as well.
Yes. Absolutely.
Because, and this, I would love for you to chime in on this, because what I feel I've come to realize is this. First of all, kids love their parents, right? Whether they're good, bad, whatever. Absolutely. They love their parents.
Absolutely.
So when the child can't be real with the parent because they're afraid of the response, that causes a glitch as well. Yes. So that's why a lot of times, it's definitely a disconnect. So that's why a lot of times when they encounter you, they encounter the mentor or whoever, they're sometimes hesitant till they start to get used to it, and then you'll see where the issue lies. But then they still gotta go home to this parent.
Absolutely.
So, what do you say about the parents getting help?
I'm all for it. I'm going to resource you, whatever you need, anything in my power that I am able to do. I'm going to go to the top of the mountain for you, because I was one of those parents. I was broken. I was confused. I was mean. I was evil. I had hatred. I had all of those things in me.
Yeah, from the hurt.
Yeah. But when you really get with someone and start to peel back all those layers,
the layers,
that new person you start to see, you like, I'm an awesome person.
I'm dope.
Yes. Why was I sleeping on myself?
Yeah.
So I definitely extend myself to the families as well. It's not just that I'm picking these kids up and don't tell your mama.
Right.
No. Because we had, in my era, we had those aunties that went and bought you Mad Dog 2020 and gave you weed and all that other stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm not that one.
Right.
But I'm going to show up for you like that. I'm going to put all effort into making a change for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And it's sincere, it's genuine, it's open. I'm not turning nobody back.
I know that's a fact.
Nobody. Man, woman, and child.
I love that. I think that's also a thing too, where sometimes part of the trauma is people dealing with abandonment.
Yes.
With somebody telling them, I got you, I'm going to help you, help you.
With no follow-up.
For whatever reason, either the program dissipated or the person no longer is there, they moved away or whatever, and maybe the parents or whoever connected them to that situation didn't follow through and replace the person. So now, I finally let my guard down with this person. Now I don't got nobody. I'm back to where I was.
Exactly. It's very discouraging. And when it does happen, it's a catapult. They don't even go back to where they were.
Right. They go back,
like a serious relapse. So that's why, like I said, I've been this big sister since Wellington. My son is 31 years old.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
Oh boy,
I've been doing this for a long time.
He is not 31, child.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
He's 31
My
years
oldest
old.
son is 31.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Wow.
He's a grown man with his own kids.
Look at God.
And he's nothing like me. And I think that any parent that can say that, blessed.
Confidence is blessed.
Blessed. That ain't nothing but God.
We love it.
That ain't nothing but God. Because I remember being up north and calling home and telling my son then at that time, who was 12, 11, like, yeah, if I ever come home and you out on the corner with your pants sagging, drinking 40s, I'm a body you. I'm talking like this.
Come on, I hear it all the time.
So much more.
Yeah.
You can't take my road.
Right.
I've already walked it. Right. Have your own things.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a strong message as community. We need to start giving to these kids. Like, don't be like that woman. Be like yourself.
Yeah.
Push through. What is it that you want? People used to ask us as kids, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
Half of these kids probably never even been asked that.
Come on.
Let alone given the tools to pursue something.
I just saw a post where a kid was saying he wanted to be a murderer. Flat out.
It's because
He
it's
wants to
becoming
be a
a
murderer.
norm. It's becoming a norm.
It's becoming a norm. It's becoming the thing to do because now your face is plastered everywhere. You become famous.
Yep. And
from
what's
murdering
sad is
19 children.
exactly. I've heard these young boys out here saying, "Yeah, if I catch a body at 15, I'll be home by the time I'm 35." Yes, I hear it all. Trust me. And these are the kids that I'm running up on saying, you know how much you can do in 20 years' time besides sit behind a wall in a cell? You know? It's very hard.
We got to do the work.
Yes.
We have to do the work.
And we got to stay prayed up.
Yeah.
You know, because this, like I said, this is a war.
That's a fact.
It's a spiritual war.
That's
it's all different sorts of principalities and wars going on at one time.
Yep.
So it's very chaotic.
Absolutely.
You know, so you gotta keep checking yourself, check in with yourself, check in with somebody else. It don't cost you nothing. The same way that you could get on and post, oh, bum, I've done it. I'm not, like I said, it ain't the messenger. It's because I've done it.
Right.
You know, but it's okay to give that same energy in a positive way. Yeah. Yo, sis, you good? You ain't, you know, we have to do that.
Absolutely.
We have to do that for each other.
That's a fact. Listen, it's the village.
Yes.
You know, we have to be the village. Get involved some type of way. You know, even like we mentioned, you know, with the mentoring and stuff like that. You know, give your time. It ain't always about money all the time.
Nope.
Because people don't have it.
Nope.
Let's be real. Nope. People just don't have
Let's
it.
Talk about
but
it.
Your time, you know, being able to sit and listen to a kid just pour their heart out, cry or whatever, and you make them feel safe. Yep. You don't know. You can say that child's life.
It's the best feeling in the world.
You can say that child's life and somebody else.
Yep.
Because then he second guess. You know, maybe I won't go out there and do what I was gonna do with my friends.
Exactly.
So that's how we have to look at it.
We as a culture, we're breaking all types of barriers every day.
Yeah.
You know, let your kid, let you, the moms, the parents, be on that same wave.
Yes.
We ride every other wave.
Come on now.
We ride every other wave.
The trends and the challenges. We doing everything else.
You know?
Come on, we gotta put the work in.
And it might not even take 15, 20 years.
Right.
If we all do our part, it might take 5 years and we could eradicate this.
Absolutely.
You know?
Come on.
From my mouth to God's ears.
Yeah.
Every
Felt
day.
that.
Yeah.
Felt that. Okay. We just have to put in the work. That's period, point blank. We have to put in the work. I'm telling you, don't hurt my little feelings talking about they had 5 people out there for this little girl.
5 people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That don't work.
And those were just people who came out from the complex who know once I give them my mic and I'm shouting out and I'm praying, you know, everybody come out just to see what's going on. But, you know, and Hempstead, we got to do better.
Yeah.
We got to do better.
Let me ask you this.
And we're really all close. We're all really connected. It's no
But that's what I was going to ask. That's the part I don't really get. Everybody's close-knit. Everybody's, you know, whether you do through Facebook or whatever, you know, having the same conversations. Mm-hmm. So I don't get that you don't see anybody. But do you think that social media also has some type of effect on it where people just like, well, if we're discussing on Facebook, at least we're discussing it. We ain't really got to put our feet to the ground.
I think social media can be a positive thing in that aspect, but it has to be structured.
All right, share how.
Because, you know, people will get on a post and, you know, whether they agree with it, even the post that I made, you know, people were taking it like I was trying to come for somebody or something. I don't know what it was about, you know.
Well, you do know people do have comprehension issues as well.
Yes. So
I just want to say
I had to check myself on that. Like, wait.
People don't always.
And I'm like, did I say? What did I say wrong?
You could be clear as day.
And then all my friends were calling like, girl, you hit it on the head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we need to start having this conversation. Mm-hmm. I think face to face is more personal.
Yeah.
And we got to get personal.
Right.
We got to get down to the nitty gritty. Yeah. You know, Facebook and it also supports the beefing on Facebook.
That's what I was asking.
So the platform.
And what aspect when you said it?
Yes.
Like, to be clear. What
yes.
The
about? Platform is it could be positive, but it also can be very negative. And I think that face to face is personal. The same way I'm not gonna try to mentor, I will, because I'll try anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna try to get too personal with a kid over Facebook.
Right.
Because to me, most things on Facebook or social media platform is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
It's an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's a facade.
Real shit.
It's not everyday life.
Right,
it's a
right.
moment in time.
Right.
Captured.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that when we are talking about gun violence, we need to be more hands-on, more face-to-face, more boots on the ground, more in your face, more I'm not turning around and forgetting this conversation.
Do you think the hesitation or the disconnect with the community when it comes to gun violence is also connected to people feeling guilty?
Yes, absolutely. Excuse me. Even on the post, there was something to the effect that families have shot in people and sell drugs and that may all well be fine and dandy, but if you know they're sitting right.
But what did that have to do with anything?
Exactly. This is the type of feedback that once you can't stop who's comments.
Right.
So I say that to say that people do feel guilty. Either they feel they haven't done enough, it hasn't affected them, so they don't care.
So it's not personal, right?
Yeah, and also my little cousin Pookie is a shooter. He just shot so and so. So I don't want to stand with that cause because then it's like going against him. No, we're going against the activity, not the person.
Come on.
Not the person. Nobody's perfect. We all have
trash. It could be your child next.
Exactly.
It could be your 7-year-old daughter minding her business, being an actual kid.
Yep.
And you tell my cousin be such and such, so let me just stay quiet on this one.
Yep.
You there for all the challenges and the trends on Facebook and TikTok and everything else. But when it comes to something serious like a mother, every birthday that come by every year, she gotta be looking and seeing an empty room.
Yep.
Or feeling empty because her daughter, who was just being a child, is no longer here.
Yep. It's very sad. It's very sad. I just feel that we all can do our part. Every little bit helps. It might just be someone calling me and saying, "Sis, you all right today?"
Right.
That's gonna make me go 5 more hours stronger somewhere.
No, that's a fact.
And it's the little things. If you're not, and I'm not a boisterous person. I'm not like rah rah and all of that. But if I gotta get like that, I can get like that because this is dear to me.
Yeah.
These kids mean something to me. They're gonna grow up with my grandkids.
Right.
You know what I mean? I gotta stop this trend now.
Right.
I gotta stop it.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm gonna do everything. And FCA, shout out to them.
Yes, absolutely.
They are, like they've been around 135 years. For them to adapt this type of program, to me, it speaks volumes.
Absolutely.
Because we're in an era of systematic oppression and all racism and all of these things. An agency who has been around 135 years has experienced all of those things and is willing to stand.
Yeah.
And they don't look like us.
I'm about to say when we're not, and we're the ones that
exactly. They don't look like us.
You just took it out my mouth before you said they don't look like us. I was about to say.
So
come on, man.
It has to be some of us on it. Yeah. It has to be some of us in there, or it won't work.
Right.
That's
with everything.
With everything. And plus, we make everything better.
That's a fact.
Like, come on. We make everything better.
Good. Yes, that was good. For real, though. But, it has to be us.
Yep.
It has to be us.
And this gun violence thing is worldwide. SNUG started off on a cure violence model, which is out of Chicago, where they first started implementing this mentorship program. And we've adapted it and we've upgraded, we tweaked it and all that because you got to do what works for you.
For your area.
And New York State is a very big state. Like I stated before, we have 12 sites across the state. We're upgrading to 3 more sites.
That's awesome.
Hempstead in the spectrum of shootings would, on a scale of, let's say, Buffalo and Rochester is at 100%. Okay? Hempstead, when I sit with them in that room and understand those numbers, we're like a 7. So understand that New York State, we got some heavy numbers in this gun violence game. You know, shout out to Senator Kevin Thomas, who enacted, he did something, a legislative bill that would be giving out a trafficking charge if you get
what was it?
coming up to I-95.
Was he Canada? Oh, he's here.
Kevin Thomas, he's our senator over here.
Wait, what did he do? No, somebody just did something recently. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Say what
when
happened.
The 7-year-old got shot, we held a big press conference, and you know, he stepped right in. They're responding to this. The Governor Hochul, shout out to her too. She's trying to make differences with funding, everything. Senator Kevin Thomas, he announced that the legislation would enact a bill that if you get caught coming up I-95 with a firearm, you're going to receive a trafficking charge, because this is where they think all of these weapons are coming from.
Let's go.
The eye is on gun violence. Now is not the time to be a shooter.
Yeah. I don't know, that's a fact.
It's just not.
Yeah.
You know, just to be in possession of it, come on. You done gave yourself a hard felony.
That's a fact.
You know, and remember, we're all supposed to be trying to get to a bag. How you doing that with these felonies? A lot of places aren't going to even look at you, especially when it's a violent crime. Right. It's a difference if you're out here putting your hands on somebody's money versus taking someone's life.
That's a fact. There is a difference in the felonies.
Yes.
You have that F and made somebody give you a pass.
Right.
But the violence,
is
no man, no ham, no turkey. They don't have to hire you.
They don't.
They don't have to trust you.
They don't. And then you got to look at, they just made weed legal.
Right.
Where before that was a barrier too for employment. So now it's like, what you trying to do? Throw bricks at the penitentiary because you want to carry a gun? Like, come on. You know. And there's cameras everywhere. And I want to touch on the snitching thing. There's cameras all over Hempstead.
That's a fact.
We got shot spotters and all of that. And not only that, there are a lot of homeowners in Hempstead.
Everybody has a camera.
A stake. Yeah, they have rings. They have a stake in this community. That's why. You understand? I had one of my participants, he just got, some heavy time for homicide here in Hempstead. Rent cameras. Right? Yep. And let me also say this about the snitching thing. Like, I'm not no snitch. Anytime I had to do, I did it. But if you ain't in the streets, you a civilian. Right. It ain't no code for you.
Wait. The guy says on Instagram, let me help y'all understand the difference between snitching and telling. He said, snitching is when you're involved in the situation, in the crime.
Exactly.
Telling is a civilian who don't know nothing about nothing, who's just telling what happened. That's different.
That's it.
That's different. So you up.
And that's not even a good Samaritan. Because if you do something in front of me and I'm not with your program and the police come, whatever, I'm a civilian. I ain't selling drugs. I ain't got no guns. I ain't. You understand? This is happening in front of my home where I'm paying taxes. Right. You understand?
A lot of taxes.
If I could complain about a pothole, why can't you tell this man, yes, they out here doing.
They popping, I hear it, they woke me up, my dog's scared now, my dog got PTSD, but they out here shooting.
Come on.
And here go look at my ring thing, it caught it. My ring thing keep going off, it's going off.
That's right. We gotta stop putting the negative labels on us and keeping us in box. Right? Like I said, that snitching thing is overrated. You civilian, something happened in front of your home and you don't feel safe. Right. What do you think they're supposed to do?
Yeah, you just done signed a daggone contract for a 25-year mortgage. Child. And now you don't want to water your grass.
Child.
You don't know what's about to happen. A 7-year-old.
Come on, y'all gotta keep it real with yourselves.
Please, sir. Please, get it together.
Exactly. And if you're not educated on these things, have a sit down.
Right.
Have a conversation. Right. Reach out and ask somebody. I'm sure everybody knows somebody that knows somebody that knows. an answer.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
we have all that we need within each other.
Yep. Say that one.
That's all it takes is each other.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. It's so true. And you'll be surprised if you actually take out time to ask questions or see certain things about how it can help you to get to the next step. Where you probably stuck in a certain thing, or you too ashamed to ask, or whatever, and just asking a question, or just calling Family and Children's Services saying, you know, I saw a teacher saying about this. Do you have this too? Yes, we do.
Yes.
And then now what?
And that's the thing about FCA. If we don't have it, we gonna find somebody who do got it.
And that it don't have to be the door shut.
That's right. It shouldn't be any more no's.
Right.
It should always, let me look into it.
Yeah.
Let me get back to you.
I know somebody
figure it out.
Such and such. So
Exactly.
let me call this
That's
person
how we heal
to
our
see if
community.
they still work there.
Absolutely.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. The energy that you're putting into TikTok and challenges and trends and all that stuff, put it into your environment. And I'm glad she's on, because she's pushing me to get more involved. Because, you know,
you're doing the
mentorship.
best thing that you could do.
Yeah.
Because I'm one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a team of 7 plus my social worker, which makes 8 of us, and it's not enough.
Right.
So these platforms, these dialogues, this is what the community needs to see.
Yeah.
Oh, Shanice know Latesha. You could see 1,000 people on a Facebook page that people might not even know each other.
Right.
We have personal relationships here.
Absolutely.
We need to network them. And this is your part. This is your part, Shanice. Yeah. I was so happy. I seen another one of your shows. I think it was B-Corn or somebody who was on here. I can't remember right off, but very interesting. And I just liked your whole flow, swag.
Thank you.
Everything about it, because it's genuine.
Yeah.
And you can see it. You know what I mean? And you can see the blessing on you.
I appreciate that.
People need to be touched by that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm here.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming, because we need, listen, this is affecting all of us. You know, what is it? I'm so bad with names. I pray for my memory, daggone.
Yes.
Pray for my memory. But there's a quote or someone that says something on the lines of, basically, if it's happening to one, it's happening to all of us. And that's how we have to look at that. You know, I'm sorry. I'm not going to, I'm be journaling tonight, because all I'm stuck on is you saying that 5 people was out there.
Yeah.
We got to do better than that.
We got to do better
than that. You know, even things, you know, having Latesha or whoever coming to the schools, talking to the kids, you know, we got to catch them young.
I'm at David Patterson.
We have to catch them young.
I had to go in there. You know, a lot of the people I go into the community, or we may be at an event, we exchange cards or whatever. But I had to go into David Patterson School to do some restorative healing.
This is the elementary school, guys.
Yes, that is close to Terrace. Most Terrace Avenue kids go there. They also have like 6th grade there too. So some of the 6th graders over there, your kids are at school promoting gang. Yeah. Everything is gang. Yep. Gang this, gang that. And the parents, we all do it. Gang, or, you know.
The music.
It like this one kid, and we're like, he's marking up his arm, writing on himself and stuff.
Like he's doing tattoos?
Right. And I'm saying to myself, what is that? And he was like, yeah, you don't know him? That's my homeboy. He died. He got killed, right? So I'm like, well, who is he? I bet you I know him. I said, did he get killed in Hempstead? He was like, no, but he's from Hempstead. He went out east somewhere and got killed or whatever. Meanwhile, this kid is in the 6th grade. How do you know a 20-year-old business? You know, you just hearing from your community. And they're coming into surroundings. They've been bringing bullets up there. So, you know, as school officials, if you bring in bullets, I know you got access to a gun.
You got access to a gun.
You understand?
Yeah, it's so like one and the same.
They get right on the phone, SNUG, get on over here, because they know somebody from my team know these kids' parents. They want to know the nitty gritty of what's going on.
And that's the thing too. And thank you for sharing that the school gets involved and having guys come in, because that is also the vital thing. A lot of stuff we're seeing with our kids now, The teachers and educators are scared of these kids.
Yes.
So for a school
Yes.
to actually say, we
Shout
don't
out
want to lose
Donna
him.
Raphael for that.
Yeah, we don't want to lose this
She's
child.
a
Let's get the
community
people to
doctor.
come in
Yes.
that does this. I'm gonna stay in my little lane. I just teach.
Yeah.
But we don't want to lose him. We don't have to lose him.
Right.
So let me call Latesha, let me call her team or somebody that can get some type of answers, because this ain't gonna work.
Yep. And I sit on kids next, and my line is open 24/8.
All right.
I don't care if I'm asleep, you wake me up and you get me on that line, I'm at your service. What's up? Where we going? What happened?
And we gotta catch them young. I'm glad she brought up David Patterson. We have to catch them young, because even as a correction officer, we would go to the elementary schools and middle schools and high schools and everything. We would actually bring an actual mock cell so they can see how small and uncomfortable the actual cells are that they have to go into if they get in trouble.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, and
because
some
they
people
have one
they would feel some
right
type
here
of way.
at the African Museum right here.
I heard.
Yes, shout out to Marcellus Rain for Life.
Oh yeah, shout out to Marcellus.
All of them.
I was trying to get his butt up here too.
Yeah, Marcellus is.
Yeah, but he actually came one of the programs years ago that I had at my church. I had him come actually coder when we were coder. I had him come and talk to the kids. We bought the mock cell and the kids were like this. I said, we don't want to see y'all coming here.
Not that.
So we're trying to get y'all now. You know what I'm saying? And that's how, when there's stuff like this going on in your community, you got to be real with yourself. You can't keep saying, oh, they too young to know A, B, and C.
Oh, no.
She said 6th grade. How old is 6th grade?
They like 11.
Like 11.
Yeah.
That's 11. He just getting in the double digits.
But they're in the school with your little kids.
Right.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Yep.
So they're watching everything.
Right.
And they're looking like they know the boys are trouble. Like they're the troublemakers. So it's like either I get with them or I'm the outcast.
Right.
And the bad clique shouldn't be the norm.
Right.
You know? So
absolutely. Woo! We gotta do the work.
Yep.
We have
it's a lot to be done.
Work. It is. It is a lot to be done. So what's next for SNUG? What do you guys what do you guys have coming up, or what can we get involved in next?
SNUG has a lot of different things going on. June is actually Gun Violence Awareness Month.
Okay.
So shout out to Stephanie Drain, Life After the Lost Andre, Moms Demand Action, a few 1-through-1, few community-based organizations. We're gonna have a gun violence awareness project June 3rd, Eisenhower Park, between 6 and 8. You're more than welcome to pull up and show your regards. I'm gonna be putting something together probably June 4th at my location, 31 Main Street, for gun violence. We're gonna do a memorial box and let people paint orange rocks and put them in the box.
Love that.
Orange is the color for gun violence, which was attributed to Hadia Pendleton. She was a young lady from Chicago who was shot and killed, and her friends and classmates came together, and that's where you'll hear the slogan "Wear Orange" and all of those things. So we do have, I'm partnering with a few entrepreneurs in the community. We're gonna do a Kick the Violence kickball tournament and
I love that.
Games and all of that. So I will be always go to Hempstead SNUG Facebook page. Anything we're having will be posted there. Also throughout our New York State site. So I'm telling y'all, Hempstead, y'all better get up on y'all game.
Come on.
We have a music studio.
Okay.
Right? So I'm letting any and everybody come. Shout out to Half.
Let me get my little...
We got Half on the track engineering down here.
Okay, let's go.
So, I'm still reaching into the community for people to help. And shout out to Half for that. All sites, all SNUG sites across the state have studios. So if you're into music and you have that passion, come share it.
Let's go.
The only thing I'm gonna tell you, I got one rule: you ain't gonna be smoking on nobody's dead homie.
Oh, word!
In my studio.
Wow.
I gotta throw that out there.
Make it clear,
because we're not doing
it clear.
No disrespect. Anything else, go ahead, do what you gotta do, because expression is what needs to happen. Absolutely. And it needs to have that outlet. So they're not bottling that stuff up. Absolutely. But we're not going to be disrespecting no dead people. And that's my only rule. But I would love to see all my music heads. Come on, we could put Hempstead on the map.
That's a fact.
It's free.
There's so much talent here.
Yes.
So much talent here.
I'm on the Heights. I'm on Parkside. I'm here.
Let's go.
I'm looking up videos. I'm like, every kid I see, we got the studio, right?
Yeah.
Come on, get off the street.
Get off the street.
I will open that studio up 24/7.
Love it.
I will come and open that studio up 24/7.
Because oh my gosh, wow. Because it's even if you look back on some of the artists that are out now, that was some of their issues, not knowing where to go to record and things like that, or trying to record in their bathroom, all kind of stuff.
Or selling drugs to get the money.
She has it, and that. She has it.
It's free.
Come on in here, y'all, for free.
For free.
Man, I just bought up. I used to rap yesterday. I might have to drop my little.
Come on, drop the bars.
I used to do little hooks back in the day.
Yes.
Nobody played none tonight. Don't even do me. Don't even do it.
I remember this.
Yeah, for real. Like, no, I don't want to. But listen, the arts has always been the safe space for so many people. The arts have always been, I always call it the lifesaver for so many people. If it's not actually drawing, it's the singing, it's the rapping, it's the poetry, it's something.
It's our culture.
Listen, make sure y'all reach out.
It's in our DNA.
It really is in our DNA.
You gotta unleash it.
It really is in our DNA.
To be your best self.
It really is in our DNA.
That's a fact.
That was good. It really is in our DNA.
Yeah.
Wow. So, you as an individual, you as an advocate, you as a mom, as the person that stands in the gap, the person who stands in the forefront, against gun violence and things that's happening, in our communities. What's next for you?
I'm just gonna continue to do this work. I'm gonna try to get these homicides down to 0 for the next 5 years.
Let's go, y'all.
I'm gonna support my community, be there for these kids. I'm gonna support my team and help them with their professional development plans as well as mine, and just become the best me that I can be for my community, for this next generation, for my grandkids coming up.
Yeah, come on.
It has to start with me.
That's it.
It does.
That's the one.
That
is the one.
And I just love SNUG for that platform. They're very supportive. Yeah. And we do conflict resolution, mediation. If you got beef on you from the Heights and that one from Parkside and y'all can't get it right, we have safe spaces. We have people who could come in and mediate these conflicts so we can get heads and tails. So we ain't beefing in the street. It's not looking like a war zone on your block. We do, like I said, FCA will resource you to anything that you could possibly think of. We are here. We are located at 31 Main. We also have a building on 126 North Franklin, 377 Oak. We're all over. We're all over.
That means no excuses.
There's no excuse.
Literally, there's no excuse.
Right.
Like, literally, there's no excuse. I love this. I love this. I love this. So, the goal is, I love that she said what the goal is, to have the homicides at 0. That entails the community to get involved. That entails, if you're connected to situations connected to gun violence and things, you're going to have to get outside of yourself to put this work in. That means even staying connected to those who have had to deal with it, those who have lost loved ones, not leaving them to fend for themselves, because it has to be a continuous thing where they have to continue to heal.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be a thing of, this is a hot topic for today and now we're on to something else,
Right.
Are there any programs just for those who have been affected?
Yes. So there are a few, we have grief programs and things like that. I can definitely get all the research. It's not nothing you can come to me with. Because I'm going to do the research. I'm going to put that work in for you. You ain't even got to worry. And it's going to come swiftly because I'm connected. You know what I mean? And I'm going to try to find those solutions. And as I also stated, we do have a social worker on site. She was once she came from the Bronx DA's office. Mm-hmm. So, she doesn't look like us, but she is us. Mm-hmm. Okay? It's as close as we're going to get. Yeah. And I'm telling you, she's a beautiful person. really good at her craft, and she does Office of Victim Services applications. So if you've been a victim of crime, and it doesn't just have to be gun violence,
Right.
it's anything, domestic violence, anything, and you need those resources, we put those applications in for you right here at 31 Main Street, and that is for the full Nassau County. Her name is Nicole Allen, by the way.
All right. Come on, Nicole.
Yes.
You one of us.
Yes. Yeah, she's locked in.
You one of us. You locked in, child.
Yeah,
you come into the cookout, child.
Yes.
And everything else.
And she looked like Baywatch, y'all. But, she locked in with us.
Yeah, she said she just looked like this. She put in the work. I love it.
In that work.
Love that. So is there anything, that you would want to say to the community or even like just the parents that we need to do better?
The first thing I would like to say to the community is that it takes each and every one of us to do our part. And it doesn't have to be major. It could be you telling that kid on the street, go home. Right. What are you over here for? Yeah. You understand? And it could also be to support the people who do have the voice to tell those kids to go home. Instead of them saying, oh, why are you talking to him? No, I'm talking to him so we can cut the nonsense.
Right.
And what I would say to the parents is, you're not in this by yourself. You are not alone. Parents are losing their children.
Yes.
You understand? We have services. We have groups. Stephanie Drain has a group where she does circling for victims who've lost children and been shot. All of those.
Is there a name to it, or just?
She has the Life After Loss Andre.
Life After Loss.
Yes. And Stephanie's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. That's George Graydon's mom.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So you'll be amazed at the people who are really connected doing this work. And we keep each other abreast on a lot of things. So there's definitely help for these parents out here, for the community out here. I don't care if you think the question is stupid or you're going to feel low. I'm never going to look at you nothing than a person coming to me for help.
Right.
And I'm very empathetic, so I can put myself in your shoes. Even when I don't necessarily go through those things, I can put myself in your shoes to understand the mindset that I need this help now.
Yes.
So I'm here. I'm just here.
All right, let's go. We got to do the work.
Yes.
Period. We have
Anybody
to do the work.
Want to hit me up? Y'all know I'm right at 31 May, or y'all see me coming out with my little FCA shirt. Anybody you see rocking this clothing, those are my staff.
That's the people.
Yeah, we have some guys from Roosevelt who work with us. We have a guy from Port Washington, and we have some guys from Hempstead. So we trying to get all over. And Freeport, Roosevelt, and Hempstead, they all connected. And
absolutely.
if the beef start over here, it ends up in Hempstead. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it goes. So, we don't discriminate on that. We're not here to spread your business or none of that.
Right.
We're here to help you fix the issues so that you're not out here committing acts of crime, violence.
Love that. So now, you mentioned we're not here to spread your business. Confidentiality.
Key.
Okay? We ain't trying to give y'all no excuses. No. Stop playing with us.
And I'm telling you, even for, when we're trying to get resources for our participants, so to say, everything is a number. Right. There's no names. Gotcha. There's none of that. Now, if you're doing an OVS application, quite naturally, sometimes those forms may need a police report, which would have your information. OVS is Office of Victim Services. So if you've been shot, stabbed, they can help you with relocating. They can help you if your property, say like you got your clothes cut off of you, or things like that. Things that may happen in the commission of a crime that
your
need to be
has to be indulged. Yeah.
Right. That need to be replaced or something. Then your information would have to, be on those forms, but it would be going straight to Albany. It's not like anything local going on.
Gotcha. So, confidentiality. Stop trying to find a reason to not get involved. Stop trying to find a reason to not share what you need. Please get the help that you need. Mother, father, grandmother, whoever, auntie, guardians, whoever it is, if you know or you
8
feel,
to 80.
if you feel that your child or adopted child or the nephew, niece, whoever is looking like they inching and going down the wrong path, reach out, please. Do not allow yourself to have a hashtag in front of your child because you don't want to make a call. Because you're embarrassed.
You're embarrassed.
Because you feel like they ain't going to help.
Let me tell you.
We got to keep these numbers
I'm
down.
a wretched. I'm a wretch. How the Bible say I'm a wretch.
Right.
You ain't got to be embarrassed.
Yeah, come on.
To me.
Come on.
I done seen some of all walks of life, at the best and worst.
Right.
And I've been there too, in a lot of different dark places. But I had to take that step.
Yeah.
You know, that first step is the hardest, but it's the best one. You'll never forget it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like she said earlier, we have to understand and, you know, be in tune that we all got some type of PTSD.
Yes.
And when you said that, I felt that thing.
That was
like
real.
We all do.
That's real.
We all absolutely do.
This vicarious trauma.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. That was
real.
deep. That was deep. And if you're looking at it that way, everybody need help.
Everybody.
Everybody need help.
There's no difference.
We
There's
all
no
need help.
big eyes and little U's.
Absolutely.
It is everybody. You know? And it's all right. Because we'll get to the end of that rainbow one day.
Absolutely.
But we got to have each other back.
That's it. That's
you
the
know?
one. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
I'm so
Pleasure.
proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you
too.
And I'm looking at you, right? And I'm thinking, you know, Eon just graduated from college.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I'm like,
yeah, I was
your
on
son,
Facebook snatching
31.
pictures, sending it to my son.
I'm like,
look at your brother. Look at your brother.
Gosh.
And you know, my son, he's doing well. He's in a union. He's a licensed electrician.
Love this.
So you know, God is good.
God is good.
You know, he ain't turned out to be nothing like me. So when I'm
Love
talking
this.
to them about their kids and stuff like that, I'm not talking from a place that I read it in a book.
Right.
I lived this.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have those prayers for
Right.
my kids.
Absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm here.
So you can change the narrative.
Yes.
Even when it comes to your parents.
Yes.
You know, because these young men had to grow without their dad, you know,
Yep.
connected to the streets. And,
Yep.
you know, like she shared, you know, her having to be incarcerated and go through different things she went through. But they both turned out to be amazing young men.
Yes.
So we have to have the community be involved.
Yes.
We have to have the family be involved. You know, we have to be the village.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
Yes.
We really, really have to be the village. We have to get involved. And the sad part is, and I know you see it all the time, some of these kids are amazing. They're talented. They're smart, they're geniuses, but they're hurt.
Yep. Yep.
They're hurt.
Yep.
Okay? They're hurt. So we got to change that. You know, we got to get involved, but we have to change that. So I am literally challenging you to get involved. You know, reach out to Tisha, you know, FCA, whomever, or get involved in one of the other organizations that we mentioned, you know, 1-through-1, shout out to Flex.
Yep.
You know, if you want to just mentor at your time when you can give back, do that, but do something. You know, get involved in some type of capacity.
Absolutely. And the next time there's a shooting in Hempstead, I will hope to see us show up and show out like we was at the club.
More than 5, honey.
Yeah.
Because that was different.
Yeah, that was different for a 7-year-old baby playing in her backyard.
5 people.
Yep.
We
Shout
got
out
to
to
do way
CCD.
better than that. We got to do way better than that. Y'all be going back and forth on Facebook about Nicki Minaj and whoever else beefing with each other.
Mad energy for hours.
5 people for this little baby?
A shooting response is maybe an hour.
No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Y'all got to do way better than that.
Yeah.
Got to do better than that. So, you know, tonight, if you remember anything, you know, get involved. And like I said, like we're saying, you know, if you have a child that looks like they're going on the wrong road, and we get it. Shout out to the parents who are working and doing the best that they can.
Absolutely. Shout out to y'all.
We see you doing the best you can.
Facts. It ain't easy.
Let's be clear. It's not.
Yeah.
You know, they say parenthood is the toughest hood. That thing
yes,
is real.
That's real.
That thing is real. So give yourself grace. If you are that mom or you are that dad or the auntie, whoever, and you're doing the best you know how,
yep.
Give
yourself
yourself
no
grace.
rule book.
No, there's no manual to this thing.
It's just trying to put
give yourself
your best
grace.
foot. Yep.
Give yourself grace. But in all, you see there's help.
And there's hope.
There's help and there's hope. Love that. Love that. Oh, girl. We're making a bunch of shirts. There's help and there's hope.
Yes.
I love that. So you can just share the address again.
So I'm at 31 Main Street here, right here in Hempstead. It used to be the old Chase Bank. You can enter through either entrance or exit. We have doorbells. Ring the bell. I'm sure you've seen SNUG posters all around. They have my phone number. We leave them on people's cars every day. So anything. No issue is too big or too small that I won't lend an ear to and help you work through it.
Love that. Listen, everyone. Miss Latesha Fowler, the program manager of FCA in Hempstead. Listen, let's do the work. She all the way in. We got that part.
Locked and loaded.
She all the way in.
No
she
gun.
Locked and loaded.
No gun.
But we can help.
Yeah.
In whatever capacity. Like I said, she done challenged me somewhat because I've been saying that I want to get back into the schools, as an officer, but also as an advocate.
I can definitely network you with someone. So.
Would love to.
Just hit me up, and I got you all covered with that.
I'd love to do that
because they need to know.
Miss it.
They need to know what's going on in these jails too. I tell them all the time. One thing about Nassau County, they got a bed for you. They got a bed for you.
That's a fact. That is a fact.
Unfortunate
fact, but it is a fact.
It is.
Yeah, but I really, honestly, I really do miss it. I mentioned it to someone, the organization I was formerly a part of. I was hoping that they would, start to do that. So I definitely want to get back to that because the kids need to know what's real.
Yeah.
As soon as I tell them I'm from Terry, they be like, "What?
Yeah, they wouldn't
You
imagine.
from where?"
They look
at
you because they could see the blessing on you. It enraptures them.
I'm like you.
Yes, I
know different. I just made a different choice.
That's it.
I just made a different choice. I'm like, I could be in there locked up.
Yeah.
For some of the stuff I was connected to.
Yes.
But God. So now I gotta be here to tell you, listen, be a leader. I gotta be here to tell you can make a different choice. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta put the work in. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I'm so excited. I'm sure you're gonna be here again.
I'm sure.
I'm sure there's gonna be more to come from SNUG and Tisha, because Tisha got her own thing. She probably don't know it yet, but yeah. I see that. You're doing it. I see that. So listen, sir, ma'am, make sure you reach out to her. You see her out there, you know what she's doing. Hello. You see her out there talking to the kids.
It's the message.
It's the message, okay? And the messenger is qualified. How about that? Certified qualified.
Certified gang specialist. I am also.
And qualified. Say again?
I'm a certified gang specialist also. So.
And that. Come on, stop playing.
Yeah.
Stop playing with this thing. Listen, we gotta save our children. We gotta save everybody for that one.
Yeah.
We gotta save everybody. Our kids is 3, 4, 5, and they walking past memorials every day.
Yeah. It's sad.
I became traumatized as an adult seeing that every day.
It's hard.
I stopped walking outside when I was on terrace before in corrections. I stopped walking outside. I was tired of seeing memorials.
Yeah.
So I would just go right through the garage, go to my apartment, and keep it pushing.
Isn't that something?
So I'm an adult feeling like that.
Yep.
These kids should not look at that like it's normal. It's not normal.
And a big shout out to all the families that have family members missing.
Oh yes.
I've experienced that with Ian.
Yeah.
For some time, so I know that that's very life changing.
Right.
And my heart bleeds for you, and you're definitely in my prayers.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. Woo! I just gotta chill.
Yeah.
We gotta do the work. We have to do the work, and we have to be the village for sure. We have to be the village. So, Hempstead,
let's go.
Let's go. We're challenging you out there. I want her to be able to text me and say, Shanice, since that interview, this happened and this happened.
Yes.
And I'm like,
y'all gonna hit me out
for
Hempstead.
Let's go.
We love
T
you.
for life. Let's go.
That's
T for life. Listen, like I said earlier in the beginning, we have some amazing people that come from this town.
Yes.
Amazing individuals. And a lot of them have stories, but God. So we have to put us on a map in a better light. Because it's in us. It's in us. So we have to do the work. But yes, let's continue to pray for the healing of these families who have lost loved ones. Let's continue to pray for the healing of the families who are trying to figure it out when it comes to their kids or the adults in their lives that are going into the gangs or that are, going into the streets for whatever reason. Because sometimes we just don't know.
We don't.
Sometimes we just don't know. It don't have to be one particular thing.
It could be random.
It literally could be random.
Yep.
Literally could be random.
Yeah.
So, we want to continue to pray and help people feel like they are strengthened. They have strength behind them. I am not looking to see another candle lighting
Yes.
or
Yes.
another orange rock or anything
I'm
like
serious.
because we want to keep these numbers down. So once again, thank you so much, Tisha Fowler, for coming on and for standing the gap and for doing the work in our community.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Y'all reach out to her.
Hood up, guns down.
That's
we
it.
Love you, Hempstead.
We love you, Hempstead. That's a fact. Listen, subscribe to my YouTube channel, How Like the Latesha Podcast. We will continue to have more people like the Queen here who is putting in the work because we want to educate you guys, we want to empower you guys, and we want to keep you encouraged out here. We know there's a lot going on, but there's also good things going on.
Absolutely.
So let's stay connected. Make somebody smile today. You know what I'm saying? Help somebody feel. Call someone. I love that she said that earlier. She said somebody you just call and say, how you doing today?
Yep.
It goes so far. It goes so far. Checking on somebody that's in thought. Checking on that teenager.
Yep.
Okay? That you was not feeling. Or you saw them doing something you're not supposed to be doing. Checking on them and see how they're feeling. You don't know what that phone call could do.
Yep.
That phone call, like I said earlier, that phone call could change their life or someone else's life. That phone call could save their life or someone else's life. All right? So we got to do the work. All right. Thank you for joining us. Good night, everybody.